This is part of the main activity for lesson 2. All right, class. So what we're going to go over right now, we're going to go over different types of coping mechanisms, way to deal with stress. Yesterday, we talked about stress and what it is, how you notice it, the different types of stress. Now we're going to move towards how to deal with that type of stress in your life. So right here, I just have listed out, these are the different types of ways to deal with stress that we're going to talk about in this PowerPoint slide and use for activities later on today in class. So the first, we'll just name them off real quick. Relaxation techniques, exercise or any type of other physical activity, proper nutrition, getting enough rest, setting goals, and then communicate. So real quick, with relaxation techniques, just kind of throw ideas out there for what we think those types of things are for dealing with stress. Anybody?
Nature.
Nature.
Meditation.
Meditation. No, don't have any. It's okay if you don't have any.
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Any other?
Netflix.
Netflix. That could be one. All right. So right here, we said meditation, right? Meditating, kind of going just within ourselves. Deep breathing exercises. How many of, when you're feeling stressed, how many, raise your hand if you just take deep breaths in and out to kind of relax yourself, right? Here's another big one that I actually kind of like doing. Visualizing yourself in calming situations. So whenever you're in a type of stressful situation, just closing your eyes for a few seconds and visualizing yourself on a beach, whatever that calming situation is for you. Using aromatherapy. How many people know what aromatherapy is? Nobody? All right, aromatherapy is kind of that scenting, using the candles, things like that. Massage therapy, that's always a big one. So exercise, physical activity, there's lots of ways. So let's just yell out a few ideas, not yell out, sorry. Just say out a few ideas that we think could fit into that category.
Sports.
Sports, any type of team sports.
Or
Yeah.
individual sports.
Individual sports.
Going on a run.
Going on a run.
Weightlifting.
Weightlifting.
Even just walking,
Just
swimming.
Swimming. Swimming's a good one.
Climbing.
Climbing. What about, there's one more, it's a big one. Think about what people do. It kind of falls along the lines of meditation we talked about in the last one.
Yoga.
Yoga's a big one.
Pilates.
Yeah, Pilates. So yeah, we kind of hit all of these. Stretching, swimming, walking, yoga. There's just a plethora of activities that I think people can do to relieve stress as far as exercise, physical activity goes. There's just so many, and we mentioned nature in the first one. Walking out in nature, that's combining two different ways to cope with stress. What about this one? What do we think about proper nutrition as far as dealing with stress?
Getting the right amount of vitamins and like nutrients your body needs to stay at what's that word?
A healthy level?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. Any other ones?
Homeostasis.
Homeostasis.
That's what I
There
was
we go.
thinking.
Any other ones? All right, we'll just go on with this one. So yeah, it's just overall, it's just you need a well-balanced diet, drinking plenty of water, and hopefully only water. Avoid eating processed foods, just the stuff in packages, things like that. Avoid overeating, right? You hear that a lot of time. That's a lot way people deal with stress. Yeah, Sarah?
How do you feel about caffeine? So I've heard that coffee's good for you, but then some say it's not, and then other things like people adding all the sugar and all that. What do you think?
My personal opinion for caffeine is I do drink coffee quite regularly, is I think it just is good in moderation. If you have 7 cups of coffee in a day with caffeine in it, okay, that's not good for you. But I think if you have maybe 1 a day in the morning, right, I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, I feel personally that's okay. I think it's just overuse. Like it says right here, avoid overeating. I feel like that could be used for any type of nutrition when it comes to dealing with stress. Is if you overdo it, okay, then that's where I think the problem comes in.
So just drink regular coffee and not like frappuccinos.
Yeah, or you got decaf type of coffee. Or if you do need to have the caffeinated, okay, maybe just try 1, right, rather than having 5 or 6 cups of coffee a day. What about this one? Getting enough rest. Some people sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you can sleep too much when you're stressed?
Yeah.
Yes.
What about too little?
Yeah.
Not being able to sleep. Okay, so there's things like that. We kind of talked about that when we talked about stressors that you can oversleep and you could also undersleep. Yeah, Sarah?
Never mind.
Never mind. All right, so yeah, right here it says get plenty of sleep. But like we kind of talked about, you have to kind of find that fine line, okay? Periodically taking breaks. And when I mean taking breaks, I don't mean going and take a 2-minute nap, because naps aren't always the best thing of the day because it kind of screws up your sleep cycle. But just kind of sitting there for 30 minutes. Maybe go outside on a nice day, okay, and just enjoy looking at the clouds. Just relax your body, relax your mind, okay? And also a big one, the last one, avoid taking sleeping pills. At all costs, avoid taking sleeping pills. Kind of interrupt. Actually, does anyone kind of want to take a guess as to why avoiding sleeping pills is a good idea?
Your body can become dominant to them, and your body can't adjust and becomes dependent on them.
It becomes dependent on it, okay? Kind of ruins your sleep cycle. Your sleep cycle becomes kind of, I can't think of the word, but like you said, it becomes dependent on them.
Your circadian clock is off.
Exactly. What about this one? Setting goals. Any ideas on that one? Any ideas? Any ideas at all?
What do you mean?
So setting goals, dealing with stress, setting goals.
It kind of can separate your thoughts so that you're not doing everything at once, and
Kind of specify what you need to do.
Yeah.
Maybe not
different times.
eliminating your stress entirely, but trying to set a goal on ways that help you reduce it.
Little by
Because
little.
just about everything you do in life is stressful.
Yeah,
but,
so we talked about yesterday when we talked about school, everyone had that as their number one stressor.
yeah.
So as far as setting goals, if you have a bunch of assignments due, setting goals for, okay, I need to get this assignment done by this time, and then so on and so forth. That way you're kind of dealing with your stress, a way of prioritizing things in your life. All right, so set small, achievable goals. All right, keep track of your progress. That's a big thing. And then also the last one, celebrate when you reach that milestone. All right, so when you do achieve your goals, congratulate yourself. Tell yourself that you're doing a good job dealing with your stress. What about communication?
talking to people.
Talking to people, talking it out, getting that stress out, dealing with that frustration. Right, so that's a big one. Communicating. Like it says right there, express your feelings. Raise your hand for the second one if you keep a journal. Okay, so yeah, keeping a journal, just kind of talk. If you don't have someone to talk to right then and there, you're able to write your feelings down, go back and look at them later. Okay, talk with friends, family members, counseling, therapy, right? There's adults at your school that you can talk to for communicating to deal with that stress. And then this last one, dealing with circumstances. Okay, this just means kind of meeting challenges head on. So dealing with stress rather than just letting it overtake you, because we kind of talked about it. If you let it eat at you over and over and over for a long period of time, okay, it kind of goes into that fatigue or overuse that we talked about yesterday, where the stress eats at you over a long period of time. All right, so those are just some of the ways that we can deal with stress. What we're going to go do now is go into a think, pair, share.